Today on 𝗑𝒊𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 jars to serve for large parties.
It's great because you can make a big batch and then you can freeze them and be able to just whip them out when you need them at parties.
Yeah, it's perfect.
But I do think there is a confusion of what exactly rillette is.
So rillettes, when you take pork and you slowly cook it for like 8 hours in pork fat with a bunch of spices and seasonings, and then you shred it, and really that's it. You put it into little containers like you said, and
And it's very versatile. You can put it on tartines. You can just eat it right out of the
jar.
container, the jar. It's great.
Yeah. So join us today as we teach you how to make pork rillette. Okay, so making pork rillette is super, super simple. So first we're going to add the pork belly, if you want to add that to the pot. And you can add all the pork shoulder. So all of the pork belly and the pork shoulder, we're just cutting in 1-inch cubes. You don't have to be too specific about it. And then I made a little bouquet garni here. So this has just got rosemary, a sprig of thyme. Let's just add that to there. Add a stick of cinnamon, 3 star anise. And then we're going to add about 2 cups of wine. And about 5 teaspoons of salt. And then you want to add just a couple grates of pepper. Okay, and then I'm going to add just a little bit of nutmeg, about 1/2 teaspoon. I like to use a microplane. All right, there we go. Now we're going to add 2 cups of pork fat. And you can use lard, or I just happen to have some pork fat on hand. We're going to bring all of this to a boil, and then we're going to pop it in the oven, 300 degrees for 6 hours till the meat just falls off the bone. That's it. Super simple. I pulled the rillette out of the oven. Watch out, it's very hot. And look at that. Doesn't that just look beautiful? So what we have to do now is scoop all the meat out of there, take out the star anise and the cinnamon, and then we're just going to shred the meat. I'm going to use this spider that I bought in a Chinese grocery store. You buy them for like $8, but they're great. They just make straining things so much easier. And then I find it really easy if you count the amount of star anise you put in. It's much easier when you're trying to get it all out. Oh, it smells incredible. Okay, now we're going to shred the meat. We're going to use the paddle attachment to shred it. And just super easy. Just want to do this on low speed. You could certainly do this by hand, but it's much quicker this way. Okay, I think it's done now. And that's the consistency that you're looking for. So this is perfect. We're going to pack this into our containers right now, and that's it. Okay, now you can use any kind of jars to put the rillette in. I'm going to use this kind right here. You could also put it in a ramekin, but all you want to do is just take a bunch of meat, pack it inside. And then we're just going to top it with a little ladle full of this yummy, yummy pork fat. And that's it. Now I recommend letting this sit in your fridge for a couple days. The flavors will continue to kind of marry and integrate. Then you could freeze these like this for like 6 months and just pull them out maybe the day before you have a party or a couple hours before you have a party and let them sit at room temperature. Okay, the rillette has sat overnight. Our guests are here. We're ready to serve the rillette. My favorite way to serve it is on tartines, which is just toasted bread. And then we're gonna smear a little bit of the rillette on top of there. Just like that. Oh, it does not look good.
Sure does.
A little bit of mustard. There you go. And then I like to eat it with a cornichon as well. I love how the cornichon, the acidity of the cornichon kind of cuts the fat of the rillette.
Definitely does. And the mustard too. We have a nice spicy Dijon mustard too. That's important.
This is delicious.
That's great. Thanks for joining us today.
Yep.